What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do kind of like a transition video. I've been doing a lot of more lifestyle videos, and so I wanted to do a little transition video from my lifestyle videos and then jumping back into my more makeup and beauty related videos. So today we're gonna be talking all about my oily skin must-have products. So I get a lot of questions on like, how do I make my makeup last all day, and what products I use to control my oils but to get like a flawless finish without it being too drying. So we're gonna talk all about that. It's mainly makeup, but I do have one skincare item, and then I have mascara and an eyebrow product as well that I feel would be good for oily skin. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in. So the first product that I'm gonna share with you guys is a skincare product. I'm kind of gonna go in order of how I apply my makeup. So the first product I'm gonna be talking about is the Cerave Foaming Facial Cleanser. And this cleanser right here is my holy grail. I talked about this one in one of my skincare videos, and this one is for normal to oily skin, which I do have oily skin. And this cleanser doesn't have any exfoliating beads, so I'm not sure if you're a fan of, you know, cleansers that do have a little bit of exfoliation, but I personally like this one. It's very simple, and my skin tends to like more simple products rather than going in with like a really harsh exfoliator or something like that. So I highly recommend this one. I have gotten a few of you guys who tried this out and told me you guys really liked it. So if you have oily skin and you're looking for something a little more simple that you can use multiple times while you're washing your face, then go ahead and check this one out. So then jumping in from skincare, I'm also going to talk about primers, and these two primers are some of my favorites for controlling oil. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a Dr. Brant Pores No More. And this one, I've used it a ton on my channel. I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking about it, but this is a little mini size. This primer not only mattifies, but it also pore minimizes, which is an issue that I tend to have around here. I have larger pores, so I love using this one. And I find that this one works with just about any foundation. It also doesn't crumble when I put it on top of my moisturizer. When I used to work at Sephora, I used to put it on some of my clients, and a lot of people really enjoyed it and ended up purchasing it for themselves. So this one's really great. And the other one that I'm going to talk about, I hardly use it just because it's extremely mattifying, and I like mattifying, but I like my foundation to do most of the mattifying, and I like my skin before applying my foundation to look a little bit more glowy. So this one right here is if your skin is just oily and you need something that's going to control it right away. So this is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector, and this one is another one that is pore minimizing and mattifying. Now this one you do have to be a little bit careful with because it can get a little bit crumbly, and it also can leave kind of like a white residue if you put a little bit too much. So I recommend just kind of tapping it into your skin. But this is like perfect if you have super oily skin. And then this one is, I mean, I feel like this one would work for a lot of different skin types. Then from there, we're gonna talk all about foundations. And the foundations I'm talking about today, I've mentioned on my channel before, and I actually did a review for one of them recently. But I've talked about these a lot on my channel. I'm sure you guys have seen me rave about them. The first one is from the drugstore, and it's the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And this foundation here, if you need a foundation for like events, or if you need something that's just gonna last you all day, all night, and it's gonna give you amazing coverage, then I highly suggest trying this one out. I use it in the color 108. Now this one, they claim that it's a demi matte finish, but for me personally, I feel like this is like extremely mattifying. It's not demi matte at all. It says it's 24-hour foundation. I personally think that it is. It has lasted me through days and nights, many hours. So I really suggest this one. And I think it's like under 10 bucks as well. So this one's great. And then the next one is the Lancome Teint or Teint Idole Ultra 24-hour makeup. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. I think it runs for like $47. So it is a little bit more expensive, but this is another one of those products that I recommended to so many people, and every time somebody tries it, they fall in love with it. Only thing is that this one doesn't have as much coverage as even the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This one you do kind of have to build it and build it and build it to get a nice coverage. For me, I do 2 layers and then I'm good to go, or I'll do 1 layer and spot conceal wherever my acne is peeking through. But this one, it's amazing. Just go to Sephora and get a sample of it. Trust me, you'll fall in love with it, and you'll probably end up purchasing it you know, down the line. This one has SPF. I don't think, no, L'Oreal doesn't have SPF. This one has an SPF of 15, but I would still suggest doing sunscreen underneath just to kind of get a little bit extra protection. But yeah, this one is really, really nice. And then the last one that I have here is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. And I'm actually wearing that one on my face right now. I did a little bit of my Lancome, and then I put this one around my cheeks where you can see I have a little bit of acne. But if you want extreme coverage and you want something that's gonna last all day as well, but you want like a high-end, you want to kind of splurge, then I would do this one. Mine is in the shade Olive. Let me show you guys how it looks because I have it in the packaging. I did a review on this one, I think a week or so ago, but this is how it looks right here. And like I said, it has extreme coverage. It is very thick. I personally don't like really heavy feeling foundations, but this one is not heavy feeling, but it still gives you that coverage. It's kind of similar to Kat Von D, except I kind of like this one a little bit better. So after we do our foundation, of course, we have to set our face. I usually just use a regular translucent powder, but if I want something that's really gonna lock in my makeup, lately I've been using the Cover FX Matte Setting Powder. So Cover FX has, I think, an illuminating one, and then they have a regular one, plus they have a mattifying one. So the regular one works just as well, but this one is specifically obviously for oily skin. And I haven't seen a lot of people use the matte one. I've seen a lot of people use just the regular, but this one is great if you want to, again, just add that extra oil control. It would be good to use with something like the Becca, because this one is mattifying, but it's not too intense like the L'Oreal Pro Matte. You can probably even get away with using it with the Lancome as well. It is really finely milled, and it does have a tint to it as well, so you're not gonna get any flashback when taking photos or anything. And it has this cool little, like, see that? It's very similar to a lot of other setting powders, but this one just has that extra. We have our primer, well, we have our skincare, our primer, foundation. We set our face, and then to lock it all in, to also kind of take away some of the powderiness, comes setting sprays. And I have these two from Urban Decay. You can tell this one is very loved. It's very, it looks very janky, but yeah, these two are great. This one here, I've heard, this is the Urban Decay De-Slick. I've heard that this one works okay as for setting makeup, but not necessarily for oil control. And I kind of, you know, agree with that. It does do well setting your makeup, and then it also kind of takes away the powderiness. But as far as oil control, I haven't noticed too much of a difference. And this one here is the All Nighter, and this one isn't meant for oil control, but the reason that it's good for oily skin is because it just locks your makeup in, and you don't have to worry about your makeup melting off, you know, while you're sweating. So that really helps, even though it's not technically an oil control foundation. Plus it's oil free, so that also really helps. And we're down to the last two products. These products don't have anything to do with the base or with your foundation. These two are just products that I recommend if you do have oily skin like I do and you plan on wearing your makeup for hours on end. So one thing I always recommend is waterproof mascara. So if you're gonna be sweating, if you're gonna be out, if you're going to the beach, whatever it is, I highly suggest that you use a waterproof mascara, because if your eyelids start to get oily and any of the oil starts to seep onto your lashes, your mascara is gonna end up running all the way down here, and you don't want that, especially if you're doing mascara on your lower lash line. I hardly do, but it's always good to use waterproof, not only if you're going to a special event, but if you have very oily skin. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. This one's really volumizing, and it's a really nice overall mascara. And there are also some good drugstore mascaras that are also waterproof that would work just as great. And then lastly, a good eyebrow product. So this is the Benefit KaBrow, and I've been using this thing nonstop, and I still have tons left in my little, there's a lot left over. So this one is really nice if you, again, have oily skin and you need something that's gonna stick onto your brows and basically last all day. So I'm wearing it on my brows right now, and you can see here, it's one of the first places where it gets oily, right above my brow. And this product is one of the only products that just lasts on me all day, and I don't have to worry about half of my eyebrow coming off. Like, it just stays in place. All right, so those are all the products that I have to share with you guys. Those are seriously some of my holy grail products that not only make my makeup last all day, but give me a really flawless finish. And I'm not the type of person to touch up. Once my makeup's on, I'm not gonna carry extra makeup with me to touch up my face. So having all of these products really helps my makeup look good all day and all night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video. Holy glare.
Look to camera.
Oh, I'm looking at myself, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Or normally, that was so fast. Okay.